Starting out to the bottom right, we have with his second game in this group, the Zerg player for Team Startail.
Startail Lipo.
And we have a proxy build for his opponent. He will have to deal with a proxy here, and that doesn't surprise me at all. I will tell you in a second why, as we have now the Terran player on screen to the bottom left. In red, it is for the Prime team.
ByuN Prime.
8 Depot here, going to be making his barracks on 8 as well, and
we will see Reapers.
yes, we will.
And you know, the reason why that doesn't surprise me too much is that if you look at ByuN's Terran versus Zerg offline in Heart of the Swarm, he has a 29% win ratio, which is like one of the worst statistics that I've ever seen him with. He played 7 maps and he only won 2 of them. He also lost against Life. And Life himself has played nearly 50 games. It's actually like 44, and he has a 70% win ratio in this matchup, which is quite incredible. So I don't blame ByuN at all to look at something like this, to look how strong his opponent is in the matchup, and then just say, you know what, I'm just going to proxy you, and I'm going to try to end it early.
Newkirk is an excellent map for this because you can blink it, or not blink, jump it in the main base, jump it in the natural, you're very close by, and you know it's a 2-player map. If this is Whirlwind, ByuN can't do this build, obviously. You know, he can do this maybe on like Actalon as well, but this is definitely the best map for it by far, and we'll see what ByuN can get done. Sends his SCB now, and Life takes a risk. He goes hatch first, he doesn't send a drone scout out, he doesn't send his Overlord, of course, to scout for proxies. He's not expecting something like this.
He wants the gas now. That's what he wants to go for as soon as he sees the Reaper. Gas and Queens, that's one of the few things that he immediately needs to get. And it all comes down to the micro here right now. It comes down to the question whether he is able to just save his drones and, or how much damage the Reaper is actually going to do. Because at this point, Life doesn't really know too much, but he's going to find out right now. The Overlord already sees it. And does he find the bunker? I guess he does.
You know, I'm going to check.
Oh,
he doesn't check the gas, Keldor. He doesn't know
see
until now, and he doesn't see the bunker either. This is his first glimpse. When he goes to chase the Reaper, he's going to see the bunker, but it may be too late, especially because ByuN runs the Reaper in the opposite direction. The second Reaper is about to be done.
But nice micro so far.
This is really annoying for Life, but he smartly starts a spine crawl on the right side of the map, or right side of his main, that is to say. One drone gets killed, the second one goes down as well, and the bunker is complete.
The bunker is complete, but you know, the bunker alone is nice and annoying, but that's not game ending.
Yeah. It's very far away, and of course he's just going to micro away from it every time with his Zerg. He's chase the Reapers back in.
The spine crawler is going to finish soon. But that's really annoying what ByuN does here. And nice! Look at that! He's trying to shield from the bunker. Really good job here so far, but now he's off creep. And off creep, the Zerglings won't be able to stand a chance here. The Queens are nearly out though, and with the Queens out, Life is able to just force this back. So the Queens can now come into play.
The spine as well, now going into range of that bunker, and he's got to be careful about that low health Reaper. Another Reaper queued up, the third one joining in now.
That is a huge commitment to Reapers, by the way.
Yeah, very huge.
Massive one. He's going for 4.
Yeah, 4 Reapers here. Bunker salvage, nicely done. Knows he's not going to be able to hold on to that one, but I don't see him doing much more damage here. And in fact, he's going to lose a Reaper to the Queen on the low ground.
I actually think that this aggression is already over with, and he goes into the command center now. The Harvester count, on the other hand, we currently have a position where we have 17 against 17 with the additional orbital in the main base.
I feel like Life has a slight edge here. He mismicroed his drones here. That's not going to be an edge at all. He's so worried about the Reapers.
I don't think he doesn't see it. Well,
yeah, he doesn't notice. Now he does.
Okay, now he does, and he still forces the Reapers back. But yeah, that was actually a really good hold. If you think about how much economy the Terran player really sacrifices to make this work, and now once the lava mechanics kick in, the drone count will significantly increase. But he has to make sure that he somehow... Wow, he saves one of the drones. Yeah, really good job.
The micro here from ByuN is decent, but Life's is just as good, and he's losing these lings, though. Yeah, the speed is very much delayed, of course, with the build that Life has chosen. The Queens are his biggest ally right now. They're able to zone these Reapers out so well, but he has to be careful. He's losing a lot of mine time. He's losing a lot of drones here.
I cannot believe that he doesn't send a Queen in the main base. Oh my god,
Keldor, the Queen is slow here. He's losing so many more Harvesters.
I don't know why he waited this long. It was quite obvious that those Reapers would go to town in the main base. I have no idea why he didn't send a single one into the main. He has 3 already.
That was a lot. That actually made this worth it for ByuN at the end of the day.
Definitely.
9 workers killed in total.
9 Harvesters killed. That's pretty solid, and he even saves one of the Reapers. And let's not forget about one of the most important things. The tech has been so delayed for Life. I mean, the poor boy doesn't have anything right now.
He just starts speed at the 7:25-minute mark, whereas ByuN is getting a starport, a third command center. He's adding Hellions. The tech is going to be very good for him. Starts another tech lab here, which indicates he's going to go for Banshees as a follow-up. And that could be quite effective. We've seen a lot of players start doing this again.
It really blows me a little bit away how well Life at the beginning was able to defend, and then how far he fell off later on when most of the danger was already like gone. He could have just repositioned the Spinecrawler so that his mineral line was safe and then use his queens to force the Reapers back. As it is, he's now stabilizing. And of course, Life may be behind in attack and a few other things as well. But if ByuN gives him too much rain now, then Life is one of those players that will punish you for that later on.
Yeah. I feel like ByuN, he's not gonna let him get it easily. He gets this tumor, runs away with the Reaper, and all the units he's making, the Hellions, also the Banshees that are about to be started, they're gonna really keep Life on 2 bases for quite some time. I don't see him being able to get away with the 3rd base very easily anytime soon. But on the other hand, he needs to try, and he does send a drone out right now. The Reaper scouting in here, wants to see if there's a lair, wants to see if there's a Roach Warren.
There's nothing, and okay, at least a drone could have turned on. There's the Roachborn now, and we have the Viking on the way. Cloak has been started too. 3rd base and speed for the Overlords.
And the Roach Warren is not scouted. He does not see it. His Reaper left the natural before he started it.
He cancelled the speed for the Overlords. I think he didn't complete, right? And I actually like that because I was a little bit surprised to see that upgrade started. Since he's so far in tech already, I thought that he would like to go into tech a little bit faster. Got a Zergling in here also, so he knows kind of what's going on.
He saw the Banshees, and of course this causes ByuN to immediately cancel production of that. But the Spore Crawlers are started, so the first Banshee going to do very little. And that's a lot of wasted starport time if you're not going to be actually committing to this. That's really good for Life.
Yeah, 10 minutes into the game, we have the Terran player in Elite and in overall supply. And that is something that Life is not going to be too happy about at all. His upgrades are starting here. He really just needs a little bit more time. He needs to stabilize. He needs to make sure that he is able to get into a decent position. Because currently, ByuN, with the aggression that he started with earlier on, he is in the lead. If he sneaks those Hellions somehow into a mineral line, then Life is going to... yeah, maybe not fall apart, but he's going to fall farther behind than he already is.
That one Spinecrawler is so useful here because without it, the Hellions and the Banshee alone could actually start to fight the Queens and the Zerglings on the ground with good micro. Really like that. The other turning point in this game really seems to have been when ByuN was able to get into the main base and kill those drones the second time, where there was no Queen, there was no Spine there to defend. Nice run-by attempt here by Life, but unless he had a Baneling Nest, I don't see this doing really a whole lot.
Life is just aiming for the late game. He gets a Spire, sorry, not a Spire, but he gets a Lair Tech at the 11-minute mark, and that is so unbelievably late that you can really see that he's trying to opt for the very late game here and try to make his micro and macro really work for him. He knows that in general he is the better player in these regards, but with ByuN's really aggressive build, the Terran player took a lead in the early game, and Life is just trying to make up for that.
Yep. 3 kills on the Viking, just continue to annoy Life. He also finds the Zerglings to the top, so he's not going to face any pressure from him. The Zerglings run away immediately. The Hellions, on the other hand, have denied the creep significantly, and making it so there's very few active tumors, including that one that just got killed.
What I really like about ByuN's style is that he always secures his spaces. He even gets now another bunker as a 3rd, because he knows that Life is just such an aggressive player. So getting an additional bunker, or even a couple of units in Widow Mines at the choke point with the natural, that really helps him, and that puts him into a position where he can just look at the game and be like, okay, there might be the attempt to run by, but every single time you do that, you will pay for it. And eventually, you're going to stop. So he plays a really, really good game here, and is still ahead in overall supply.
Yeah. Here comes that Banshee. Not really going to be able to get anything done. In fact, it almost looks like he's just using it to scout. There are a Viking kill about to happen up at the top. That was bad grammar, but the Viking will kill an Overlord. No way to save it. And... you know, just right now, the upgrades for Life, I'm really liking them. Is there even an armory at all? Yeah, there is. He just hasn't started 2-2 yet.
One of the things is really that we have such a nice map control at this point for Life with the creep spread. And ByuN hasn't tried to be aggressive in any kind of way until, like, since the beginning. So now we have Life with all those additional upgrades. Now he gets the speed upgrade for the Overlords again. And now it makes also a lot of sense since he wants to go into Ling Muta Baneling. And with that, you need to have the speed upgrade for the Overlords if you want to chase down Widow Mines.
Here's the biggest concern for Life. ByuN and Life are on the same worker count at 65. And he has had 3 bases for just as long as Life. Essentially, Life needs that 4th. It's not ready yet. and he also has a better armies moving across the map. So Life needs to somehow buy time. He needs to get those Mutalisks out. He needs to do something here. This Widowmine could be excellent. Great splits there at the last second. Needs to raise the depot, and he's too late.
Oh my god, another depot race might decide a game here. ByuN is already moving back. The bunker is gone.
But you know, that's all Life really gets. He doesn't have these Zerglings at home anymore.
He doesn't have too many Zerglings there at the front. That's one of his issues. And now at home, he's trying to get those Banelings connecting.
And so far, decent hits here, but the splits from ByuN are good, and he also gets a good Widowmine shot on those Roaches.
Yeah, he definitely does. And now he's moving in again. He has to be careful, though. The Widowmines are there. One hit takes down Banelings and Widowmines. There's no Overseer with the army at this point.
And a drop in the main base here also with the Widowmine. He can target the spawning pool, and I feel he will.
Great control here by ByuN, setting up the drop in the main base. That was really worth it. Oh my god, so many of the Zerglings already taken out. One Marine gives his life. Now the drop take is taken out, but still.
Life makes one Overseer. That's nowhere near enough. He's going to need a lot more than that to defend against all these Widowmines. There are right now on the map 8 of them, including the one in the main base. And ByuN is not stopping with his ground pressure. He's attacking the hatchery here.
Life is trying to go for damage control. He's really trying to somehow push this back, but ByuN is now so aggressive. He is really going for these attacks. He's splitting his units. He's setting up the Widowmines. The Banelings are mostly gone. Life is falling behind, and not only in overall supply. He just doesn't have really a lot of army supply out there anymore. He's trying to deal with the Widowmines, but it's so difficult for him to make that work.
Yeah, you know, he has a slight upgrade advantage at 2-1 versus 1-1, but that's going to change in just a few seconds as ByuN completes both upgrades. The one thing ByuN is missing here is a 4th base. You can see he has a lot of resources banked up. He could definitely add one right now while he's putting on all this pressure, but he's really focused on the aggression so heavily right now. Life has stabilized a little bit, but can he hold the next wave? That's the question. He's barely mining at all from his 4th base. In fact, not at all, even just now adding the gases.
He was behind in supply the entire game, and that's not where you want to be as Zerg player. You want to be ahead of your opponent, build up your bank, then go into Hive and also get the 3-3 upgrades. And that's something that Life just can't do. He doesn't have the resources to pull this off. +3 has been started for the Talon player. Life needs those super hits, and he's actually flanking his opponent, setting another force up from behind, and these are moves that could bring Life back into the game.
It's the best engagement he could have hoped for, but Keldor, it's still not enough. The Mutas can't fight this, and he's going to lose his 4th base now.
His 50 supply down already. ByuN is going in. He's going to town. Mutalisks fighting Marines. That's desperation right there. The young Zerg player for Team Startail is in trouble. He loses his 4th base, and ByuN Prime is taking a massive lead in the game.
And don't forget, if Life goes 0-2 here, he can't really rely on only himself to get out of the group. He has to win everything else and also hope for, you know, certain things to occur in the group. +3 on the way for ByuN here. Life down 60 supply. He doesn't want to give up, but it looks hopeless right now. He's losing all of his creep. He barely has any Banelings left. ByuN is not stopping the attack.
Oh my god, ByuN is just relentless here, moving in again, splitting against the Banelings. The Mutalisks go in and try to take down the army, but a 60 supply and 80 supply lead now from the Terran player. +3 on the board, the 3rd base gone. GG! ByuN takes out Life.
ByuN looking on fire today. Sure, he had an early lead, but he made very few mistakes in the mid-game. You know, the only thing I can really think of that he could have done was raise his depots that one time, but he even had the bunker at his base. He had his Marines ready for run-bys. He was constantly scouting with his Viking. Very safe, solid play, and when you get a lead and you don't make any big mistakes after that, it's hard for a player like Life to come back.
Yeah, but that game was decided by Life. Great defense at the beginning, and then for some reason he had the... I think he wanted to trap those... I think his thought process really was like trapping the Reapers, putting them up against the Spine Crawler that was at the ramp, and maybe let's just see them jump into the range of the Spine Crawler. But his little mistake that he had was like putting all the queens on the low ground, having the Spine Crawler so far away from his massively saturated mineral line in the main base, and when 3 Reapers suddenly just go into your mineral line and you have nothing there to defend, you're gonna lose so much.
You're gonna lose drones, you're gonna lose some of your Zerglings you've got up there. It's just, that's all there is to say about it. ByuN.
He lost 9.
Yeah, ByuN kills 9 workers and then just plays a safe game. How can Life come back? Very difficult.
He tried, and he really delayed his lair tech. He tried to get into a good game where he had a lot of economy, but it was just not, it didn't really work out for him. ByuN didn't make any major mistakes after this. Takes the game, and Life is now 0-2 in the group. Very unfortunate for him, but, well, we're going to find out soon enough if he's able to win the rest of the games today. We're going to jump into a short commercial break, and when we are back, then we have the next game here at the GSL Up and Down Group E.